It took me a long time to think about what I was going to say about the death of George Floyd. Um, a lot of you would know that on this platform, Canal 4 TV, um, I've covered a lot of content related to, of course, football. Um, Racism being one of the hot topics in football, especially in the early 80s, where my parents were worried for both myself and my brother um, about our safety in the late 70s and early 80s, thinking that if we were going to get to see Arsenal play, that something would happen to us. And so for quite a few years, we lost that opportunity to see Arsenal play. The death of George Floyd really cut to the bone. Probably the first death I can remember, say in at police hands, was probably Cynthia Jarrett in the mid 1980s, and that sparked was one of the main sparks of the London riots, especially in Tottenham in the mid 80s. I could go through my personal experiences from the age of 8 or 9, doing paper rounds with my brother Ralph, and being stopped by the police, being searched by the police, having our pockets turned out, frisked, right up until I'd say present day, where I work in these times as a respite worker supporting a young autistic boy, and being stopped again by the police not once or twice, at least 4 occasions, and each time it got worse and worse, the experience. But that would probably, I don't know, trivialize things if I was to go through my personal experiences. Again, for me to think about the words that I wanted to say, about George Floyd, it could have been me. It could have been my brother. It could have been my son. It could have been my nephew. Being black people, if we were living in the States, being stopped many times by the police. And so working as a teaching assistant as well, usually I get the opportunity or the privilege to show children that not all black people are the same, that we are human beings. I don't like the Black History Month. A lot of my friends will know that it can't be a celebration for once a year about the rich history of black people that have brought to the world in science, technology, politics, education. And so I don't know where we're going to start with the racism. How many leaders have come and gone? It's our time to fight and speak up against racism. I've done it countless times. Many times If I hear it, I challenge it. But it has to start in education, in the homes of these children. When they grow up, they teach their children, and their children's children teach their children about equality, the value of life. Black people. That's where it has to start. And so, even in the UK, where there has been protests that have turned violent, and as much as I hate to see the violence there with the youngsters fighting against the police, I don't condone it, but I can understand it. Black people are fed up of racism, institutionalized racism. And we're no longer going forward. We've gone back, we've regressed. And so when I see what happens in the United States, it cuts to the bone. It cuts to the bone. When it's over, I want people, the young people who I saw on the bus when I was going to work this week, I want people not to forget. Because we can't forget, I can't forget, I'm a black person living in the UK. And I face racism in its subtleties, in its brutality, in my 53 years of living on the face of the earth. So my message is to everyone, teach your children about justice, social justice, about equality, about the value. Black lives, it does matter. It does matter. Don't forget. This is our time to keep up the fight, keep searching for justice. George Floyd did not deserve to lose his life. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And so the black people over there, they deserve justice. His family deserves justice. Black, Asian, red, white, black, blue, whatever your color. In the UK, if you face racism, fight against it. Protest. Don't let the message be lost in the looting. I don't agree with the looting, but I can understand. It's after the fact that someone has lost their life. People are sick and tired of it. I was really hoping to do a video saying to you how we're going to come back with Canon 4 TV, but I've been mulling over for the last week and a half about trying to find the right words to say and not getting hot-headed and being angry. And yeah, it's been difficult. It's been very difficult. And I've got to say, you know, just stay safe, look after your families, keep up the fight, and don't forget, once this is over, the fight continues for justice.